What's up, guys? I might look a little bit rough right now because I just got done traveling and I'm also a little bit sick, so bear with me. But I just felt like I wanted to come on here and make a video. Mainly, what I'm going to be talking about is what is your why? What makes you get up in the morning? What makes you want to go out there and do stuff? Because mainly, I think a lot of people are doing things for all the wrong reasons. A big example of that right now, especially with gym culture being more popular on TikTok, is that a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm gonna go on my revenge arc. I'm gonna make her jealous of what she could have had when they get broken up with or they get dumped by their ex." I think that is a leading cause for why some people don't stick with the gym. Some people start to get into bad habits, but I think you need to really center yourself on why you're doing something, right? I think you need to find a reason that's going to benefit you and not try to get back at anybody else or anything else. I think you should try to find a reason that's going to only uplift you, not, don't worry about anybody else, right? And I think it's very easy to say that, but very difficult to actually put it into practice. Because, for example, someone like me, I got bullied a lot in elementary school for my height. I was also skinny and scrawny. I was a skinny, scrawny Asian kid, and I got bullied a lot for that. I got bullied for my size, my Asian eyes. A lot of people would call me Ching Chong, stuff like that, right? And that really, when I initially wanted to go to the gym, that really affected me because I almost wanted just to go to the gym, try to get big so I could intimidate the other kids so they would leave me alone, if that makes sense, because it was just relentless, right? I would go to the principal, I would talk to my parents, I'd do everything, but it just wouldn't stop, right? So I felt like I had to take it in my own hands. And I, for some reason, thought that if I was more muscular, it kind of scare them away from making fun of me in a way. And now that I've put on some muscle, I'm now realizing, hey, that's not how that works, all right? Because initially, the kids who bullied me a lot for me being skinny and scrawny, they let up, right? They stopped. But later on, people would just make fun of me for anything, right? Even now that I'm relatively muscular from my age, but you gotta learn, people will make fun of you for, dude, anything. It could be your height, it could be how you dress, it could be something completely unrelated to what's up with you, but people will make fun of anything and everything about you. So you just have to go about life, hey, I don't care what they think, I'm gonna rock out. I'm gonna, fuck it, we ball, right? But now realizing that, I've tried to recenter my purpose on going to the gym, all right? Especially with me plateauing in my lifts and my muscles. I feel like I can't really get any bigger, can't really break past the plateau the way I can't lift any more weight. But I go to the gym now just because it's something good for me, something that's gonna help my well-being, help my mental health, help all that, right? My physical appearance and everything. Because at the end of the day, the gym really is just a place with a bunch of heavy metal objects, right? It's about what you do there and why it helps you that influences your well-being, right? Because you could lift anywhere. It doesn't just have to be the gym. But if you go there and you're happy with what you're doing there, and you're happy that you're trying to better yourself, and you're happy that it's somewhere you can just let out all the stress, I think that's a good why. I think you don't have to do it for any certain reason. You can just go because it's good for you, right? And I think that's what I'm trying to do now, because when I started the gym, I would always want to go there either because I wanted to get really big and try to compensate for me being short or for me being Asian, because that was a really big factor in my mind. But now I don't care, bro. I don't care what people think about me, because nowadays that's kind of the mindset you have to have. You can't really be too worried about what other people think, because people are always going to be like that to you, right? I just have to fuck it, we ball and move on, right? But I just go to the gym now because it's something that's relatively fun. It's pretty fun getting a pump, lifting with your boys, all that. And I just go, make the best of my workout, try to give it my all, and it's part of my daily routine now. And I actually enjoy going to the gym. I used to go there and force myself to go there because I had to say, oh, if I don't lift right now, everybody's outworking me. I can't have a rest day. But now I just think, hey, if I'm not feeling up to it, I'm gonna still go. But might not be able to give it to my 100, but I'm gonna give it my 50, or I'm gonna give it my 25. I'm gonna give it whatever I can give, because some days you're not gonna have the most energy, or you're not gonna have the most hype to go and actually lift to your full potential, right? Because sometimes maybe you're having a bad day, maybe the pre-workout's not hitting, maybe that. But something Sam Sulek said that I can relate to is that if you're not feeling it, you should still go, because what happens when you're actually hyped to go? You're gonna lift way better, because if you still go when you're not fully there, it's gonna feel way better later on when you are fully there, or something along the lines of that. But I just think that my why has changed over the past couple of years, because things that affect my life and more eye-opening experiences that help give me some insight on my life. Because you're always learning, you're always going to be learning something new, and those kind of affect how you do things, because you might learn something new about yourself or about someone else, and you might think, oh, that makes sense, I'm going to do that now. It might make more sense in your head now, because you might be missing a piece of the puzzle, but once you get that piece, it all clicks. But basically, I just wanted to come on here and talk about, don't do things for all the wrong reasons, right? Don't do things out of spite, out of revenge, out of envy. Pick something for yourself that will improve yourself without having to get back at somebody else or something else, right? And basically, that's about it, man. That's about it for the video. If you guys have any ideas for what I should be posting, or you want a topic for me to talk on, just leave it in the comments. I'll try to get a video out as soon as possible. But that's about, oh, one last thing. I've gotten a lot more views than I have before in more recent times, so I might be releasing more videos more frequently, probably about maybe once or twice a week or every other week. But subscribe, like the videos, follow me on TikTok. But yeah, peace out, guys. Have a good one.